When you think of a Dragon Ball game that ran its course, what do you think of? Do you think of Universe? Do you think of Fighters? Do you think of Breakers? No. You think of DBOG, aka Dragon Generations, in 2020. Before talking about Dragon Generations, I want to speak on this game's origin. Previous owner of the game, Sonny the Boss, had a game called Dragon Ball Online. Most people who play Dragon Generations don't even know of this nigga's previous games. Dragon Ball Online was a RPG game where you could fight NPCs, get forms, get strong. It was at that time of the game, it was the peak. Didn't really think no one can really, surpass that. Then Sonny came back again with DBOR. Now real niggas know what DBOR is, bro. It's literally just Dragon Ball Online, just a million times better and graphically superior, mechanically superior. For a while, I won't lie, this nigga Sonny was kind of running the Dragon Ball game on Roblox, and then here comes Final Stand. Now, since this is going on my channel where I do talk about Final Stand, I'm not going to be talking about Final Stand's origins. Just know that it came out after DBOR. I think it was actually during DBOR's existence, and it was starting to fall off. Just know it came during that time, right? I remember people were comparing the two, blah blah blah. The history between these two is kind of crazy. It is kind of crazy. I do remember the owners of Rel Seas, I think they did mention something about Snake and Sonny. I remember it, but I don't know exactly what, but I do remember them mentioning comparing. But now onto the main topic of the whole point of the video. DBOG, I truly do believe DBOG has more potential than Final Stand. And I know the Final Stand Snake World Glazers are going to maul me to death for saying this, but I truly do think DBOG Dragon Generations has more of a chance of succession than Final Stand Remastered. I think DBOG did something that most games on Roblox can't recover from. This game at one point was sitting at like 100 players. Now every update it can average at least 2,000 to 3,000 players, which is Final Stand's normal, but these are small updates, so not everyone's gonna hop on for the update, right? It makes complete sense. It makes complete sense. But I feel like with these segmented updates that they're doing, it'll keep the game new and refreshed. My first point to prove my claim is the communities themselves, right? So on TikTok, I post Final Stand and DBOG, right? I post about both. I've had people in my comments saying DBOG is a great game. It's just the combat. It tries too hard to push the boundaries of Roblox, which is really normally not. It's not a good idea because Roblox is it's not limited, but in combat terms, it can't end up too good, right? You can't have Xenoverse combat in Roblox out of all games. It makes sense. It just makes complete sense, right? People in Final Stand also do complain about the extensive grind, the unnatural wonky abilities the NPCs have. Snake Roll himself, bro. I'm not gonna lie, he's a very stuck up man, but recently he has been updating his game. But this is not about Final Stand updating, man, because at the end of the day, Final Stand is just a remaster. It's not Final Stand 2. So you're not really going to be seeing more than what's already going on in the game. And with this point in mind, I do want to give credit to DBOG for trying to push the boundaries of Roblox. It's not trying to be like other slop, like some Dragon Soul. We don't like Dragon Soul around here. That game, it's kind of brain rot, man. Right? I do give DBOG the credit for trying to push the boundaries of Roblox combat and what you could really do with mechanics in a game. Because I don't think I've seen anything else do that. Because every other game now is just copying each other, and I won't lie, it's kind of boring. It's low key boring, man. Right? Now, I do want to speak on the updates shown to us that are going to happen in DBOG, and this is really the reason why I even wanted to make the video. Now, let me read what I'm seeing here. Combat overhaul, new mechanics coming into the combat overhaul, slingshot to be changed, less occurring. Combat overhaul will begin as testing, eventually ruled to the public in public testing servers. Now, the combat in DBOG has always been something I believe was really holding the game back, because it's combat where not someone could just pick up the game and play it. I'm not gonna lie, DBOG is one of those games where you kind of have to master the combat. In Roblox, something where you have to master is not really favorable at all, because people they don't like to use their brains. They don't like to, because I'll be honest, in Final Stand, you really in the combat is like all right, but you don't really have to use your brain like that, if I'm being completely honest. Now, new mechanics coming, DBOG. Gray, you're doing a great job, man. I'll be honest, you're doing way better than Sunny could ever do, right? While the game was in Sunny, the boss's hands, he really wasn't bossing around with the game. The game was not doing as good. Long updates, long wait times, long time to fix bugs. You're doing great. I'm gonna give you your props. But depending on how you do this combat overhaul system could really change the direction you send the game. If the combat overhaul is really favorable, I really do believe, like, take it with a grain of salt, I think you could do way better than Final Stand ever did. Because I'm gonna be honest, the grind in DBOG is much more favorable to new players. So most likely new players are going to be playing that game over Final Stand. The grind in Final Stand is too long and time consuming. No one's gonna stay long enough to reach the level they want to reach. Right now, my human is 276. I get one level. No, I don't even get a level. I don't even get a level from Frieza. Now, I understand Snake doesn't want people to reach the max level cap, but bro, what is that really gonna do? What's that really gonna do, man? That's not really gonna do anything. People are gonna reach it anyway. You know how before the Namek update, people already reached the max level. They were sweating out every day. But that's not. Some people don't have time like that, man. Some people have lives. Some people have lives, bro. I think DBOG favors that. I think it favors the people over just how the game works in general. Because Snake says himself, "Oh, you're not gonna get your money back on death. We're not gonna remove that at all. Not gonna remove the XP loss." Now, I will give it to you, Snake. You are updating the game, changing it based on what people are saying. But I feel like this is too late into the game to be doing that. This should have been a thought. No, this should have been before Namek, in my personal opinion. I think it should have been before Namek. Or maybe you could have took the time, have a longer play test. You only had one test for the public, right? And maybe got everyone's opinion and then change it before the game came out. That would have been, because the game would have done way greater. Because I saw a lot of complaints when the game came out, man. I saw a lot of complaints. Another point I want to make is DBOG, I feel, caters best to its community. Final Stand, Snake World, he does have a history of just being stubborn and not wanting to change things. This guy was the owner of NO2, so it makes complete sense. But Snake, I get it. You want your game to be Dragon Ball accurate, but it gets to a point, man. Sometimes you gotta listen to the community. You just gotta, man. All right. Because really, the players can keep the game dead or alive. Even if you update the game, some games they update, dudes aren't playing it because the game is not that good. Like I want to see Final Stand do good, but I just know DBOG DBOG definitely has a longer expectancy rate than Final Stand, because DBOG came out towards the end of Final Stand's life, came back like 3 different times, and this time I think it's set for good. I'm not saying DBOG is like back in a sense of, oh my god, it's outshining Final Stand, blah blah blah, but it's back because the devs are actually working on it consistently and listening to people. All you gotta do for Roblox games, man, if you just listen to people, bro, the life expectancy goes up like at least 2 times. Now I know Final Stand is already about to be at Super Saiyan Blue, and DBOG just got the Super Saiyan. Well, it's going to get the Super Saiyan Blue. But I feel like the game DBOG, it's more complex than Final Stand. Final Stand, some moves, man, they are copy and paste from the old game or ABA, right? Same guy who made ABA. Sometimes there's some moves that he be taking. Like some moves are literally just the same, right? Same assets and everything. I know. DBOG, the combat is just way more complex, and it requires a brain. DBOG combat requires a brain. Final Stand combat right now, it's tight buns. I'm not gonna, it's tight buns. You play passive. The Snake just fixed the running M1. I don't complain about that lunge M1 enough, but it was kind of bad. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Right. It has way more customization. DBOG, the drip, is too drippy. Right. Getting a UI. I think they're changing how the key works, which I don't know how they're gonna do that. I don't know how they're gonna do that, but hey. Alright, but this video is about to reach 13 minutes. I really don't want it to be too long. I just wanted to get my point across that I just think DBOG can surpass Final Stand if they really like if they really tried, and they're really trying. I can see that because they say they're gonna overhaul the combat. I don't think most people know what an overhaul means. That means a complete rework of everything that involves the combat. But anyway, Final Stand, good game. DBOG, potential, man.